want to look at this simple question, what do? The first thing you do is to draw your what? Your 4 cardinal points. To draw your what? Your 4 cardinal points. Remember that this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is what? The west. All right? Now, they said, if the bearing of point X from Y is 120 degrees, please, the key thing here is this. That means your journey should be started from where? From Y. From Y. That means this place, this point, let's call it point Y. This is where we start the journey from, right? Okay. How do we go? Remember that this is 120, all right? So 120 should be from here to here. Remember, from here to here is what? 90, all right? Then to this place, we say it is 120, all right? So this is 120 degrees. They now ask, what is the bearing of point what now? Y from this X. It's a two-way thing. The bearing of point what? X from Y is 120. Now, what is the bearing of point Y from X? All right? That is what we are analyzing. Okay, look at this. Okay, so this is the bearing, and that is what? 120 degrees. This is point Y, right? Now, look at this. I am going to draw another 4 cardinal points here, but there are things you must consider if you are drawing another 4 cardinal points here. What are they? First, the vertical line must be parallel to the vertical here, while the horizontal line here should be parallel to this one. Take note of that. Then, remember mathematically that, look at this. Remember that from here to here is 90 degrees. All right? Now, if we now have the whole of this to be 120, what will be the remaining parts here? What will be the remaining parts? It should be 30 degrees. Right? That means here is what? 30 degrees. All right? But I taught you alternative in geometry. I explained alternate angle. Right? That means that this angle here should be alternative to this one. All right? And the value here should be what? 30 degrees. Now, the bearing will now be what? Here. Because we are supposed to be moving clockwise, not anti-clockwise, right? So this is the origin, 0. This is 180, 270. So we are supposed to be moving like this. So the bearing, look at the way this one moves. That is the exact way this one will move. All right? So what will be the bearing now? Look at how we get the bearing. Now, from here to here is what? 90. To this place, 180. To this place, then 270 plus 30. So the bearing will be what? The bearing of Y from what? From X is what? 270 plus 30 degrees. And that will give us what? 300 degrees. Is that clear? This is just a unit bearing. If you understand unit bearing very well, you don't have problem to deal with the other parts of what? Bearing. All right? Okay? Now, let's proceed. Let's proceed. Okay, very, very fast. Let me give you this question again. Let me give us this question again, or if I should draw a diagram like this. All right? And I said that this is point Y, and then I'm going to another point called point what? Z, like this. I'm going to another point called point Z. Are we together? Are we together? Going to another point, and I call it point Z. Now, if the bearing of point Y, if the bearing of point Z from point Y is 30 degrees, what will now be the bearing of point Y from Z? Don't forget, alternatively, okay? Okay, now look at this place. What's the value here? 60. Very good. That means you are following. 60. Why 60? Because the sum of angle here should be what? 90 degree. Perpendicular. 90 what? Degree. So this will be what? 60. Alright? Don't forget that. But we do not really need the 60 degree. Since we already have 30. And alternatively, here can be what? 30 degree. Alright? Alternate angle. Okay, if I should clean this, then I can say that this angle is alternatively equals to this. And that will be what? That will be what? 30 degree. Now, look at the bearing from here to here. But do you see that from here to here is what? 180 degree. So what is the bearing now? The bearing will be what? 180 plus 30 degree. And that should be what? 210. That means the bearing of point Y from Z should be what? 210. All right, class. Like I said, if you can remember all of this so well, that is all you need to know about your 2-unit bearing. It's as simple as that, right? Just to know how to locate the points, right? Depending on the value of the what? Triangle given to you, right? That is the first thing you need to know. And then you should know that you always move in a what now? Clockwise direction. Once you can know that, that is all. And let me try to remind you that when you have 2 points like this, right? The line connecting them is always where you stop when you are taking your bearing. You always stop at the line connecting the 2 points. Those are the 3 things you need to know so well about your 2-unit bearing. All right? So in our next class, we should be talking about the 3-unit bearing, which will now bring us to what now? Drawing a full diagram, because the analysis of a 3-unit bearing will bring us to drawing what? A triangle. And that's what? Scalene triangle. All right? You already know what scalene triangle is. Scalene triangle is a triangle that has none of its sides to be equal or none of its angle to be what? Equal, right? None of its side or the angle are what? Equal. So that is what 3-unit bearing will help us to do. It will help us to analyze, to bring out our what? Scalene triangle, so that we can use the what? Either the what? Cosine rule or the sine rule. Are we together? So that is what we are going to be looking at in our next class. Thank you so much.